What is going on, everybody? We are in the land of milk and honey today for cars and coffee here in Auburn, Alabama. So today's event here in Auburn, Alabama is called Cars and Coffee, and it's held on the third Saturday of every month. So if you're in the Auburn, Alabama area, you should definitely come check this out. I'll tell you, it's a mix of everything from classic cars to Mustangs, Corvettes, even some Jeeps that I've seen pull up. Really good stuff. You know, local folks, enjoying a cup of coffee, enjoying, being in each other's company with sort of one, key interest in mind, and that's vehicles, right? We had a discussion the other day about, what makes it awesome to have a vehicle, and it's the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, to be able to go wherever you want to be. And how you get there is really up to you. Whether you have, a sports car, whether you have an off-roader, whether you have a classic car that you just like to sit at and look at, it's fantastic. So there's folks over here that want to be on the channel. How's it going, y'all?
Good, how are you?
Good, enjoying the show?
Yep, great show.
Awesome. All right, thank you. say, here we have a C8 Corvette. I mean, absolutely beautiful car. You know, if you ask me, this is the best Corvette that's ever been made. I think it incorporates everything that an American supercar should be. Just clean design, you know, attention to detail on the inside. This color is absolutely gorgeous, and it goes along so well with it. Again, this is what I think of when I think of the Corvette and the reputation it should have in the American market, especially when it comes to sports cars. This actually just pulled up. This is a classic Porsche, and I mean, what a piece of kit. What an absolutely gorgeous piece of kit. You know, this is something that you don't see very often, and whenever you come out to these shows and these gatherings, you see people that bring these types of vehicles out, and otherwise you wouldn't ordinarily see them. And there's something that's really magical about that. You know, it's again, people that get into the same type of hobby in different ways, but are just as enthusiastic as you are about what they have. And so again, I think that that's absolutely brilliant. So here's a row of Mustangs that we have, which is pretty cool. I've always got a soft spot in my heart for Mustangs. I used to have a Mustang back in the day, and I will definitely own another Mustang again one day, whether it be a classic model or whether it be one of these more modern ones. I mean, right here we have a Shelby GT350. So, you know, again, very, very soft spot in my heart for Mustangs. Let's see, I'm gonna walk over to where some of the Jeeps are. Well, there were a few more here a little bit earlier. There was actually a guy here with an LJ, and I didn't get a chance to talk to him, and I really wanted to, because, you know, of course I have an LJ, and so, you know, that's one of the things I do like to talk about, because it is a little bit more of a unique vehicle. But here we have, you know, a JK. It's been, you know, kitted out. I mean, obviously this thing is ready to do things. It's got pretty nice stereo system in the back as well, from what I was seeing. I mean, how about this speaker box? This speaker box is fantastic with the Jeep Grill emblem. I mean, that is really, really cool. So, and then I'll tell you what, one thing that I really, really thought was pretty cool about this was the license plate. How funny is that? We have a Jeep Gladiator here. So the only other Gladiator that's here, this is a Rubicon model. It's obviously been, you know, kitted out. It's on 37s, 20-inch wheels. Looks really good. I mean, this is actually really clean. You know, it may not be some people's flavor, but I tell you what, I actually do dig it. I really do like this. And of course, you know, that Rubicon interior really matches well with whatever he's done to the outside. So I, you know, can't find any faults in this at all. I think it's fantastic. Glad to see a lot of people running these Factor 55 hooks now. You know, this is kind of becoming more the standard when it comes to recovery, because of the fact that, you know, it's about safety when it comes to some of this stuff. And looking at regular winch hooks, you know, I may do a video on that at some point. You know, when I got my Warn winch, the winch hook that I came with was, in my mind, substandard. The little clip was not equipped to handle any kind of load being put on it, and if that load happened to go sideways, it was going to be a bad day. And those Factor 55 winch hooks definitely make a big difference. This is a beautiful Ford Bronco, classic Ford Bronco. I mean, look how clean the interior is on this, folks. Look at this. Everything's matching. I mean, this is so show worthy. It is really phenomenal. I mean, I love this. I love when somebody can take a classic vehicle, not necessarily restore it to its factory condition, but, you know, kind of almost like a resto mod. Add a couple of things, you know, extra to it that kind of make it unique, kind of give it, you know, a little bit of flair to how the owner's personality is and everything else. But this is a beautiful, beautiful orange classic Ford Bronco. So I did mention that I had a soft spot for Mustangs. Yeah, I always do. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, I believe 1966 fastback. It just, I mean, wow. Again, you know, it's hard to not garner attention when you're driving something like this. I mean, you know, the paint, the color, just that sort of presence that you have on the road. I mean, I love Jeeping, I love off-roads, but off-roading. But I'll tell you what, it's really cool to see classic cars. We even have, you know, I mean, here's another Corvette. It's like this guy's seen some track days. So, and then we have some JDM models, you know, Mazdas, Look at this old RX-7, this classic RX-7. I mean, you don't see too many of these, and I tell you, I heard him pulling up, and you know, this thing has probably got some modifications to it that make it a little bit meaner than your average bear. And then we got motorcycles. So everybody loves motorcycles, right? I think you got to. I mean, you know, we talked about freedom and the ability to do what you want, and you know, I think the motorcycle represents that. I used to ride myself. I don't ride anymore. It wasn't something that I really loved to do. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I definitely love off-roading and jeeping more than it. But again, the feeling of the wind in your face whenever you're riding a motorcycle is something that's almost unparalleled. The closest I've ever come to that is actually being in a Jeep with the top and doors off rolling down the highway. And then I've got Dixie on display here, you know. You've seen her in a few videos. And I unfolded the rooftop tent because, you know what? It's an awesome feature of this Jeep, I think. And it's funny because everybody, when I started unfolding it, was swarming the Jeep, absolutely swarming it, saying, I've never seen anything like that. Where'd you get that? Is that a Jeep factory option? Different things like that. And you know, I knew it would garner attention because it always does wherever you go. People think that you performed a magic trick whenever you unfold the rooftop tent. But it's one of those things that, you know, again, I wanted to show it. I wanted to see if I could get people more interested in overlanding and the off-road lifestyle. And I think that that adds a big element to it, is having something like that. What a fantastic get-together for a Saturday morning here in Auburn, Alabama. I'll tell you what, if you have the chance to come out here, you definitely need to. Some great cars, great people, very laid-back atmosphere, kid-friendly. It was just all around really cool. And it's really cool to start seeing these car get-togethers start happening again, especially after the events that have happened over the past couple of years. So I'll definitely be back. It happens on the third Saturday of every month. So if you're in the Auburn, Alabama area, the third Saturday of every month is Auburn Cars and Coffee here at the Auburn Mall. And with that being said, I think it's time to go ahead and wrap up the video. Comment below what you thought was the best car that was out here. There was some seriously cool stuff. So again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We would love to see you as a subscriber to join us for future videos. With that, I'm Gary, Dixie Overland. We'll see y'all down the road.